At least 4 Indian soldiers have been killed in action after encounter broke out at Jammu and Kashmir's Doda district. The soldiers succumbed to their injuries after they were critically injured following heavy gun battle, while few others remain injured. According to initial information, the Indian Army launched intelligence-based operation as terrorists opened fire on Indian Army troops. A joint operation was launched by Indian Army and J&K Police. The contact was established at 9 p.m. local time in the north of Doda district. Indian Army has moved additional troops to the encounter site as the operation continues. Well, the search to find terrorists was suspended overnight and resumed again this morning. Several terrorist attacks have taken place in the vicinity of Doda and Kathua in recent months. And these deadly terror attacks have led to the death of several Indian troops, forcing the Indian security establishment to adopt a new approach to stop cross-border infiltration. And well, for more on this, our special correspondent Idris Lone is joining us on the phone line. Hi, Idris. 4 Indian soldiers have been killed in an encounter with terrorists in Jammu and Kashmir's Doda district. Search and operation is ongoing as we speak. Get us up to speed.
Sir, absolutely. A massive search operation is being carried by Jammu and Kashmir police along with the Indian Army in the Desa forest area of the Doda, where there was an attack on the Indian Army soldiers yesterday night, after which a coordinated search operation was launched. And during the search operation, these militants were hiding in the forest, ambushed the security forces, which has resulted in the death of 4 Indian Army soldiers. However, the Indian Army is yet to officially announce the deaths, but they had during the night tweeted and said that their initial reports suggest injuries to the brave heart soldiers of the Indian Army. We are also getting to know that one Jammu and Kashmir Police's SOG officer has also been critically injured in this attack. The security forces now carrying out a massive search operation across the Desa forest. This is, if we talk about last couple of months, there have been multiple attacks in Doda, Poonch, Rajouri, Kathua belt, which is very close to the line of control and international border. And the well-trained Pakistani militants have entered into the area, and they've been successfully carrying out these ambushes in the last few months. Jammu and Kashmir police had earlier said that around 70 to 80 foreign militants are present in Jammu and Kashmir, while as most of them in the same belt of Doda, Poonch, Rajouri, as well as Kathua belt. What is also interesting is that the militant groups from across the border are now shifting to the traditional routes of infiltration, because the new infiltration routes have a 24/7 vigil by the security forces in the area, and that's one of the reasons they were not able to infiltrate from those routes. But they've shifted back to the traditional old routes, both in northern part of the Kashmir as well as the international border in the Jammu region. So because of that, there have been many new militants who are very well trained by the Pak Army, who managed to enter into Jammu and Kashmir, and they are successfully carrying out these operations. Now, security forces also thinking of changing their strategies to counter these attacks, because earlier what used to happen was also that these militants who would come from the Jammu region will infiltrate from the Jammu's international border or line of control, would then come to South Kashmir and carry out these attacks in the Kashmir region. But now they are carrying out these attacks very close to the line of control and international border in the Jammu region, which is the first area of entrance for them after they infiltrate.
Right, Idris, I was just coming to that. Like you mentioned, there has been a rise in terror attacks in Jammu and Kashmir from Rajouri, Kupwara, Kathua, and now the Doda district. Talk to us more about why there's an increase in terror attacks from the border to the hinterland of Jammu and Kashmir that we are witnessing.
Well, Rahisha, there are 2 main reasons for it. The first reason being that these are very well-trained militants from across the border. Jammu and Kashmir police also accepted that there are 70 to 80 of them active in Jammu and Kashmir. They have been well-trained in the Pakistani army camps and then sent across to the Indian side. So they are able to carry out these ambushes and then hide in the dense forest. One of the things about these areas, especially in the Rajouri, Kathua and Poonch districts, are that after these attacks are carried, they manage to fled away from these spots into the dense forest because the whole area is covered with dense forest. Second important thing is that infiltration routes have been changed, and the strategy of militant groups also seems to have changed with that. They earlier used to come down to Kashmir to carry out these attacks, but now what they're doing is carry out the attacks in their first areas where they are infiltrating into, which is this Rajouri, Poonch, Doda and Katwa belt. They don't want to take the risk of coming down to Kashmir, where they were actually in the past also caught alive. Some of them were caught alive by the security forces in that area, and that's one of the reasons that they've now started carrying out these attacks in the Jammu region instead of coming down to Kashmir and then carrying out these attacks.
Right, Idris. Thank you so much for joining us on the show with your insights.